Thanks, Lee, for being here so that I could give you a hug. Last time I came, and well, not last time, but was it last time when I did that video? It's like the most viewed thing on 18,000 views. I've had people come up to me that start little dealers, and they say my onboarding process is I have them go to your video and watch the whole video, and then we talk. I'm like, what the heck, dude? Should be getting some royalties off of that or something.
Make any money you can.
I'm excited to be with you guys. I prepared some things. I also want to make sure that I talk about the things that you guys want to talk about. So let's start there, and then like I said, I've prepared a few things that we're going to talk about being uncomfortable. We're going to talk about being champions, and then some practical takeaways. I'm going to start with the things that I came prepared with first, and then I'm going to go from there. All right, so everybody, I'm really excited to be here, and I was just at another meeting with another team, and I want to just wrestle. Like I'm here to wrestle. He could wrestle, I know, and he might beat me up. So is anybody else not him want to wrestle? Roman might take me out. So I want to talk about the feelings that I've been having, and I want to help us have a mental switch on the feelings that we've been having. So I've been nervous about wrestling. I'm 42 years old. I hurt my shoulder, I hurt my forearm, and then I started to do tons of extra cardio, and I did a ton of stairs, and I hurt my knee. I'm falling apart at the wrong time. And I'm nervous. I got the butterflies. Or am I excited? I'm excited because I'm going to go wrestle, and I'm going to go compete. I'm going to go get in the arena with another guy, me and him, mano a mano, and we're going to go after it. And it's going to be fun, win or lose. But I'm nervous. What if he hurts me? What if something bad goes on? What if I really jack up my shoulder, and I want to wrestle in the World Championships in Croatia in October, and what if I get hurt more and I then can't go wrestle in Croatia? I could be nervous about that. So I could actually go win this thing. I could go be the United States of America champion for old guys. There's going to be 12 to 20 people that I'm going to wrestle against, and that are old guys like me. I'm actually the oldest of the age group. Normally when you're a kid, you want to be the oldest one, not when you're older, right? I'm 42, I'm going to be wrestling 34-year-olds. And there's a really good 34-year-old that I trained with that just aged up. So he's got me by like 8 years. But what if I win? What happens when I win? Oh, dude, that's exciting. My kids are going to be there. My wife's going to be there. How awesome is that going to be? To compete in front of them. Dad does hard things. He's a champion. How cool is that? Am I nervous or am I excited? I'm here to tell you the feelings that I get, maybe the feelings you get are different, but the feelings that I get, the butterflies, are basically the same. Like, am I nervous or am I excited? To me, within my body, you may be the same, you may not be the same, but most people are the same. You get to decide what that feeling actually means. You have a feeling about something. You got to go talk to a homeowner. You're nervous. Are you nervous or are you excited? You get to decide. I'm going to go knock on some doors today. Oh, I don't know. Dude, what if somebody like eats me? Like they open the door and they start to chew on my head. Or what if somebody's really, really mean to me? What if somebody's, not nice? Like, oh crap, that could be scary. Or, dude, I'm just going to go knock on people's doors and make friends. I love making new friends. I love friends. I'm a people person. I get to go make friends today. And one of them might buy from me and help pay for my mortgage and my rent and a night out with my wife. That's exciting. Same feeling for me. You get to decide what that feeling is. Am I nervous or am I excited? And what I want to have us all start to do right now is anytime you get the butterflies of nerves, I want you to start to reassociate that with excitement. Okay? Catch yourself. Don't know how far along you are. Like if you're into it a minute and you're feeling all these nerves and you're feeling all this whatever, if you get very far in that, stop and then reassociate that this isn't nervous, this is actually exciting. And your life will change a little bit. Because, and it's okay to have nerves. It's okay to be nervous. It's okay to have nerves. That's part of life. But if you can associate, if you can flip that switch quicker and more often, you're gonna have a fun life. Who likes being excited? Who likes doing fun stuff? Who likes not doing who doesn't like crappy stuff? Like I don't like being scared about stuff. I don't like being nervous about things, but I really like being excited about life and excited about all parts of my life. Part of how I have some work-life balance is I'm all in and I'm excited about all of it all the time. And it works for me. It may not work for you. You may not be as excitable as I am. But that feeling, when we're on the doors, we're in the home, when we're having that feeling, I want you to flip the switch. Instead of that being nervous, I want you to think that that's exciting. Because it is exciting. What we're doing is amazing. How we're helping people is incredible. Why solar? Oh my gosh. Solar is the best industry to be in right now for my money. Before getting into solar, I've been in solar now 10 years. I worked in a business networking group where I was like inviting people to join into my networking group. It wasn't like MLM, but it was like a chamber of commerce type of group, like a high-end, you're a realtor, you're a mortgage person, you guys should be friends, and then do some business together kind of thing, okay? I was able to see a lot of industries and a lot of what people were doing. And the people that you could make the highest income potential, if you don't own a sports team, for like a regular sales rep like me, was, one of them might surprise you, solar and selling copy machines. You can make a crap ton of money selling copy machines. Does that sound like glorious to anybody? It doesn't sound glorious, and that's maybe why you can make so much money, because people are like, hey dude, I'm slinging copiers. Like, you're not as like excited about it, so they're like, hey, can you come sell and we'll pay you really good. You can make a lot of money doing that. And the 1% mortgage brokers, 0.1% real estate agents, they're making some serious dough. Besides that, solar is we're making incredible money right now. And everybody wins. Why solar? Everybody wins. Customer wins. You win. Company wins. The utility wins even. They have to have a certain amount of their power be renewable by a customer putting solar panels on their roof and it feeds back into the grid. They get credit for that. They all win. The environment wins. The only loser is NV Energy doesn't get all of the money. They just get a little small connection fee, right? So it's a win, 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 lose. That's pretty good, right? That's pretty good, and that's what we've got, okay? So when you're getting nervous, I want you to start to change that to a feeling of excitement. I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited for this opportunity. I'm excited for these things. This is great. I'm in the best place possible. This is incredible. And I guess I'll answer why Legacy to follow that up, right? I've stayed with Legacy since the beginning. There's been lots of ups and downs in Legacy. There's been people that have come. There's been people that have gone. I've been here from the start because I trust our leaders. And we've always been the best option for me as a sales rep to sell. When I first started selling solar, I was selling for Vivint Solar. And I was there for 8 months, and either I sucked or they sucked, or it was a combination of both. And then Legacy started, and I sucked for a while. And we weren't that great. And then we started to get really good. And what I was offering at the time, we were exclusive to Sunrun, was always better than what Vivint Solar had. Vivint Solar didn't have as good stuff as Sunrun had. And then when we became non-exclusive to them, I could still then have better options than anybody else. Now I can do Sonova, and I can do Everbright, and I can do Sunrun, and I've got all these options, right? And our roof penetration warranty and our workmanship warranties, there's no one that has better than we have it, right? Most industry standard is 10 years, we're at 25 years. That's a lot better. Mr. Customer, you have your house and you have this system for 25 years, right? Yeah, okay. Do you want to just protect it for 10 or 25? Which would you prefer? 25. Okay, well I would do the same thing. That's actually what I offer. The guy that you were meeting with before doesn't offer that. So mine's the best. The product offering to the customer is the best. The company with the culture and the leadership and all of it, like I honestly can't find a better place to go. Tell me a better place. I've been offered $500,000. I bet you I could probably get $1 million or $2 million now. Maybe I should ask if he'll give me $2 million, somebody. To go to another company where I, at the time, was going to make more money per sell. So I would make a big chunk of money, no volume attached, and more money per sell. And I didn't go because I knew the product that I was selling was worse to the customer. So if I'm sitting in a customer's house and I'm like, hey, this is the best thing ever, but in my mind, knowing that it's not, I'd have a hard time selling that because of my personal integrity, right? Money talks sometimes though. Sometimes people will bounce. Sometimes people will bounce for a lower red line, and then they'll realize that you get what you pay for, and that there isn't as much support, there isn't as much leadership, there isn't as much of a whole bunch of things. And I make more money with a higher red line, and I don't know what your guys' red lines are actually compared to other people in the market. In California, our red line is not the lowest, but I make more money than just about everybody else because I sell more than everybody else, because I've got competitions and I've got canvas and I've got a whole bunch of tools at my disposal. I've got, that make it so that I sell more, which means I make more. I need to make one more sell to beat that red line that guy would have given me, right? And so that's why legacy for me. Okay, so nervous, changing to excitement, okay? Nervous to excitement. Everybody, I want you to do something for me real quick. Go like this. Put your hands together. Okay, everybody there? Almost. All right, now I want you to switch your hands the other way for me. Okay, do you guys do that? How's that feel? A little uncomfortable? Like weird to some? Is anybody like, no big deal? Same? Okay. Is anybody else? We got one that's not uncomfortable? Same? Okay. So you can go back and forth, no problem. All right, I want you to cross your legs. Okay. Now go the other way. How's that feel? It's what? It is more, the first one was more comfortable? Your second one was. Anybody's second one more comfortable than the first one besides him? Yeah? Okay. Why did you go the first way then? Don't know? All right. Go like this again. Which handhold did you just do? The first one or the second one? The first one. So go back to the other one again. How does it feel? A little uncomfortable? All right, this one's the whammy. Everybody hold your arms for me real quick. All right, so the easiest way to do it the other way is just to move one arm, okay? So move one arm. How does that feel? That feels way uncomfortable, right? This one is like the one that's like the most uncomfortable. All right, so this is a very simple and a very small little exercise, but I want to encourage all of you guys to start being conscious of how you hold your hands, and whenever you hold your hands, to put it in the other one. For me, for the longest time, it was really uncomfortable. Okay? I want us to get in the habit of being uncomfortable. It's actually really uncomfortable for me to go wrestle because I'm a washed up old guy, has been, right? See you, brother. And I don't know how it's going to go. I'm going to give it my all, but I actually don't really know how it's going to go. And it's uncomfortable for me to train. It's uncomfortable for me to get out there. But that's also good with me because I'm trying this year, at the start of this year, I started doing this over and over again. Whenever I would think about it, consciously trying to put myself in an uncomfortable situation, okay? And it's not that uncomfortable. It's not life-threatening. It's not like I'm making or losing any money or anything like that, right? I'm just switching my hands around, and guess what is becoming more comfortable for me? The opposite hand. I still grab with my left hand over, but I'm just more comfortable doing that, okay? The leg one is a little easier. I think we switch our legs more than we do our hands, right? The folding arm one is definitely not easier. That was so weird. I feel like I'm tilting all off kilter when I do that. I want us to get, the reason I'm doing, and here's another one. This one's again, very what? Is Ashton crazy? Who here is right-handed? When you clip your fingernails, do you start with the fingernails in your right hand and clip your left hand first? Absolutely. Probably, right? Do you know what I've been trying to do this year? I don't always do it. I've been trying to start with my left hand because it's harder. I want to do the harder one first. It's a little more uncomfortable for me to do the harder one first. I always clip both sides. It's not like I don't clip. It's oh, that's too hard. And I got really long fingernails over here, and they're the same, right? So they're not different. I always will get the other one, but I usually start with the one that's easiest and most comfortable, right? And so to put myself in a little uncomfortable position over and over and over intentionally, I'm starting with my left hand and clipping my fingernails with my left hand, and then I go in my right hand, okay? This year, I'm trying to get myself in a place where I'm in uncomfortable situations. I went to a men's retreat with my life coach, business coach guy. I love him. He's amazing. It was exactly not opposite of what I had expected, but the people that were there was out of my comfort zone 100%. Normally, I've been to lots of retreats, and I'm a Christian guy, and there's usually lots of Christians there, and there was like 3 or 4 Christians there, and there's lots of plant medicine and some Buddhists and some. And it was, and then lots of atheists, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. And it was, and then there's a bunch of other things that were like, it was out of my comfort zone, and it was all intentional. It's all intentional. If I can be comfortable with uncomfortable situations over and over and over again, when I have a hot customer coming at me, and I've been doing this all year long, or I've been doing this all year long. Oh, see, if I do two arms, I just go back to where I started. I've been doing this, and I've been clipping my nails the other way, and I'm trying to become comfortable in uncomfortable situations. I'm wrestling in front of a whole bunch of people, and we'll see how it goes. That's intentional. It's intentional to show my kids you can still do hard things. It's intentional to put myself in an uncomfortable situation to strive for more and be better and do more. Okay? So, tiny baby homework assignment. The rest of the year, if you'll take it on, I'd love for you guys to start being uncomfortable, switching your hands, switching your legs, switching the way you fold your arms a little bit. And just be a little uncomfortable. And become comfortable being uncomfortable. Okay? I think last time I trained on this, but I'll train on it again because there's lots of new guys. One of the other things I want you to do, this is a practice that will make you better at asking for the business, is I want you to start asking for free stuff everywhere you go. Did I give this training last time? Who's heard me say? No? Oh, this is great. All right, I'm going to make you guys a lot of money right now. You ready? Everywhere you go, everywhere, I want you to start asking for free stuff. I want you to start asking for discounts. I want you to start asking for free things everywhere. Okay? My wife's uncle told me, Ashton, you're really good at sales because you ask for the business. Too often sales guys get in there and they're like, oh, there's these awesome features, and there's this, and there's all these things. And then they expect the homeowner to be like, I want to buy now. And instead of being like, will you buy from me? Right? Or you're knocking on the door and Energy's doing this, and there's all these mandates and all these things going on. Will you go grab your bill for me real fast? We'll schedule an appointment. Go get your bill. How do you do your bill? Online or in the mail? Okay, let's go get it right now. Go get it. Okay. Right? We need to ask for stuff. I've gotten good at asking for stuff. But now I ask for free stuff everywhere, and it's a practice, and it helps me build 2 muscles. It helps me build the muscle of asking for the business. And it helps me build the muscle of getting used to the word no. Okay? When you ask for free things, you're going to have people tell you no. And that's all right. No just means not yet. In Nevada, with as much sun as you guys get, does anybody honestly think we're not going to use renewable power and the sun for all of our power over the next 50 years? There's no way possible that we're not going to all use that. Right now, Mr. Customer, you have an opportunity to do this on your terms. In 5-10 years from now, I don't know what's going to happen. NV Energy, the state might say, all right, we're going to do this, and everybody's going to get solar panels, and the price is going to be this because it's going to cost you this much to do these things. You don't get to choose right now, okay? But no just means not yet. All the people that are telling you no right now, they're just telling you not yet. It's going to happen. I believe that to my core, and I hope you believe that to your core. It's going to happen. Just put some macroeconomics, whatever, turn your brain on to this idea that we get tons of sun, everyone's going to have it. Okay? So if somebody tells you no, they just are telling you not yet in our job. But if somebody tells you no to a free smoothie, then it's like, dang, I didn't get a free smoothie. I ask for free stuff all the time. I ask for a discount. I can't say the last time I paid full price for a hotel. Conversation goes like this. Hey, do you guys got any rooms available? Yeah, I've got some rooms available. Okay, cool. Do you guys got any discounts? Do you got any good guy discounts? I'm a really good guy. If there's anybody you give a discount to, it should be me because I'm a good guy. A what? A good guy discount. I got 4 daughters. I take them on dates. Like, if you had a discount, do you got any discounts? I'd be the kind of guy that you'd want to give a discount to. No. Or you know, I don't know. I mean, right now it's like 175, but yeah, I could probably get it down to like 140 for you. Okay, cool. Anything more than that? I mean, 140 is good, but is there anything? Ask him again. Are you going to sign with me? Awesome. Now, do you have any referrals? Okay, cool. You got? I mean, that's awesome. You got anything else? Like any other things like that you could throw in there? I'm a AAA member. Anything else that you could do? No? Or you know what? I could probably do this. Okay, great. I was going to stay there at 175. I was going to stay there no matter what. But I get a discount every single time I go to a hotel because I ask for it. I've got a discount on my mortgage. I got a discount on my house. That's like hundreds of thousands of dollars over time. I had a guy tell me he just got a $42,000 discount on like he was going to get a roof, paint, windows, something, and he kept asking for discounts and he kept getting more and more discounts and he saved tens of thousands of dollars because he asked for it. Okay, so I want you to start asking for free stuff. I had a guy ask for free fries and he got free fries at freaking McDonald's or Burger King. I was blown away. You can get free fries at McDonald's or Burger King. Like, can I just get that thing? But you got any free fries? No? Oh man, that'd be really cool if you did. You can buy them. I don't want to buy them, but if they were free and they came in the bag, I'd be really happy. And the fries came. Like, how does that? How does that actually work? So that's a real life practice. Start to ask for free things all the time. It'll save you lots of money as you're, doing your thing. But then it's also going to build up your muscle of asking for something. Okay. And then also the muscle of like, no just means not yet. They're not saying you're a bad person. They're not saying you're evil, that you smell bad, that you look bad, any of that stuff. They're just saying no, and it's whatever. It's not that big of a deal. But I got stories on stories. I mean, I was at this high-end bougie restaurant. I just trained this to our team in South Carolina, and the husband was telling the wife about it, and he was like, "Oh, we didn't even ask for a discount or anything. Like, what are you gonna like? We should ask for something." The guy was coming around for dessert, and he started talking to us about it. I was like, "Well, there's 4 of us here. What if we get 3? Can we get the 4th one for free?" And he was like shocked, because this is like a high-end bougie place that people don't ask for free stuff. And he was like, yeah, I mean, we could probably do something like that. Like, awesome, cool, thanks, man, that'd be great. And it was awkward silence, and the wife and the husband were both kind of like, what the, oh my gosh. Like they were a little nervous themselves, and we got a free dessert because I asked for it. Were we gonna pay for the 4th dessert if he said no? Yeah, but we got a $15 dessert for nothing because we asked for it. Okay. That's a big homework assignment. So far we're putting ourselves in uncomfortable situations. We're switching hands, feet, arms, fingernails. That one's really funny to me. And then we're asking for free stuff, okay? Building that muscle of asking for the business, being okay with the answer no, and you're gonna save lots of money in the meantime. This one is a practical for you guys here. How do I deal with somebody with all the doors that have been knocked already? Has anybody in here, raise your hand, has anybody in here knocked on someone's door that has never heard of solar or never been talked to a single soul about solar in Las Vegas? Every single door has been knocked on. Every single door. I knocked in the summer here in Vegas like 4 years ago, and I feel like Vegas is like 3 or 4 years behind Southern California in saturation and people's attitude towards solar and whatever. You're catching, but you're still a little bit behind. But why do people still buy solar here in Vegas? Why do people still buy solar in Southern California?
Because it's timing. Better than the utility.
Timing, better than the utility company. This is the tree that keeps on giving. I would just hunker down and stay here forever. Like I've hunkered down in Southern California, I'm staying there forever. It's the tree that keeps on giving. Every time the utility company goes up, guess what happens? We make money. Okay, I'm gonna go to something that I'm gonna jump ahead. This is for setters. This is actually for anybody. I would encourage you, if you're a setter, to go one extra step probably than you're going right now. And this is a little bit of a tangent. If you're self-gen, you could do the same thing. When I'm setting an appointment with somebody, this is gonna make your closer's deal be more solid. This appointment's gonna be more sticky. They're gonna understand more of what you're doing if you take this on, okay? So I get the bill, I schedule the time, I'm setting the appointment. And then I say, hey, do you have a piece of paper? I want to just show you like one last thing. Can you grab a piece of paper for me? We can even go, can we just go inside on the table? I'll just show you, it's like one thing, it'll take like 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah, go grab a piece of paper. Okay, or if it's the back on the NV Energy bill, like, hey, can I draw on this? Okay, awesome. So I want to tell you the problem, okay? I'll write on the paper the problem. I want to tell you the problem that we've got right now with the utility company, okay? The problem is that they charge a certain amount of money per kilowatt hour, okay? Well, what happens is sometimes they increase their price, right? How long have you lived here? 5 years? Okay. Has it stayed the same over the last 5 years, or has it gone down? Oh, it's gone up. Okay, it's gone up. So what happens is when the utility price goes up, some people go solar. Because they're like, that's too expensive. The price that they just raised it to, they've met their threshold and they're done. Like, they're ready to go solar now, okay? And what happens when people go solar, NV Energy, they lose customers. Okay? When NV Energy loses customers, what do they then have to do in order for? They have to raise their rates in order to make the same amount of money. And guess what happens? This goes up. When this goes up, do you know what happens again? Some people at that point are like, all right, I've had enough. That's too much. And they go solar. And then what happens when they go solar? The utility company loses some money, and then they have to raise the price again. And they're just going in this cycle forever. That's the problem that we're facing right now. Like, right now, you felt enough of the pain. You've been here for 5 years, and you've seen the price go up. You've seen other people go solar. So this cycle is going on right now. And whether you like it or not, it's going to continue to go on. And so when Sandra comes back, she's going to go through all of this with you, and she's going to help you understand, and she's going to do her best to get you out of this cycle. Because if you don't do anything about it, you're going to be the one that always has the increases. That's just how it's going to happen. So, like, that's the problem. We've got you scheduled for Friday at 6. Okay, awesome. She'll come back Friday at 6, and she's going to help you try to get out of this problem. Does that work for you? Okay, great. That one extra little step, okay? It's very simple. It's not like rocket science, okay? As a setter, though, often what we do is we get the lead and we're like so excited. We're like, okay, great, thank you. Like, I got the lead. And we post it up on our group meets and we're like all pumped and we're excited to show everybody like that I did this thing. When if you spent just like 2 minutes more. Did that even take me 2 minutes? No. I don't even know if that took me 2 minutes. It's going to take longer for them to get a piece of paper than for me to like draw that out for them. Let me just tell you the problem. This is what's going on. They charge this, and then people go solar, and then they lose customers, and then what do they have to do to keep making the same amount of money? They got to raise their rates. That's where we're at right now. And then what happens when they raise the rate? People, right? I just explain that problem, and I help the customer see it. And sometimes I'll highlight things, or I'll redo the arrows, and I'll whatever. Right? You can be creative, but it's a very simple thing. That's going to make your closes way more solid. That's going to make your sets more solid when your closer comes in. It's like, this is it. Like I'm here to try to help fix the problem. And this, as it gets hotter, best practice is to get into people's houses, right? Me asking for the paper and saying, hey, yeah, do you got a piece of paper? And maybe I'll just explain it to you on your table, shoes on or off. And if I can get into their house, then I'm their friend. And now I'm their friend showing them the problem that they maybe didn't know existed. And it's just a confidence thing. And we do it less in solar, but we should do it more. Because if we're in the house, if the setter gets in the house, and it's not transactional, and it's a little bit more relational because I'm in their home now, then that just makes it more solid, right? And that's what this is doing. If I have a piece of paper, I could also be like, hey, so I just want to show you one more thing, like just this last thing. I've got a piece of paper, but it's hot out here. Could we go sit at your table real quick? Why don't we do that? Or a couch or whatever, you know. But by me not having the piece of paper, it makes them go back in the house, and then I can ask to follow. Does that make sense? I'm trying to just get an inch closer, an inch closer. Here's my maybe pushback on the slick. You can do it and maybe try it different ways. My pushback is I'm not leaving the slick with them, but I can leave this piece of paper with them. So if I'm leaving a piece of paper with them that shows them very simply the problem, they may throw it away and they may not. That's something that they could bring to their spouse and say, hey, we're going to meet with a solar guy. He kind of talked to me about this, and basically what he said was, and they can explain that really simply. Anybody in here can now explain that from me explaining that very simply, right? So can the spouse to the other spouse. That would be my initial pushback on that. But not a bad idea to have that. But I want to leave this with them so that they know the problem and why I'm setting somebody to come back. Okay? All right. So that was a tangent. I wasn't planning on talking about that right just yet, but let me go back to where I was. Okay. And I was talking about how do I deal with anybody that's been knocked on the door, okay? So the mindset that I have, everybody's been knocked on, except for the brand new move-in. Find that brand new move-in and just be a leech and don't let anybody else come, okay? You just tell them that you've got to do this and you're not going to talk to anyone else. Little Jedi mind trick, okay? I'm your guy. All right. So the mental mind frame that I have when I knock on everybody's door here and in San Diego and in Northern California is they're all ready for me. They've all been prepped. If you look at the stats of when people buy, less than 20% of people buy before 7 exposures. There's a really tiny percent of people that will buy at the first exposure of something. Very tiny. And a tiny percent that will buy at the second exposure to something. The majority of people buy after they've been exposed to something 7 times. So guess what's happened here in Las Vegas? They've all been exposed. And guess who's ready here to clean up? I'll sign you up. I'll sign you up. I'll sign you up. I'll sign you up. You've seen this 7 times already, right? Yeah, cool. I'm glad all those guys came by. You're lucky that you didn't sign up with them because I'm here today. So let me go grab a piece of paper. I got to show you the problem. And while you're in there, go get your bill. Why don't I just come inside with you real quick? And even if it's my own guy, like this team has knocked all the doors in Las Vegas. Twice, 3 times, 4 times. Right? If I'm following somebody and I see notes, Roman's already been here, like, oh, that's awesome. I love Roman, he's awesome, but I'm better than him today, than what he was over there. Right? And that guy, he must have caught him in a bad day, because Roman's actually really good, but he must have caught him in a bad day. Like, he's ready for me right now. Okay? My mental frame is they've all been prepared, and I'm going to sign them all up because they've all been prepared. They're now to that point where I can sign them up. Okay? I could choose that mental frame, or I could choose the mental frame of like, dude, this sucks. My life is horrible. These people are rude. This is not fun. Right? You can have that, and I think everybody slips into that every once in a while. But you got to train your brain to flip it back, right? Kind of like that feeling of like, this is nervous to know this is excitement. That same idea of like, this is hard to, oh no, this is exciting because they've all been prepared. Like they're all ready for me right now. And like I talked about a little bit earlier, like I believe with my heart that in the next 50 years, we're all going to be running on everything off of the sun. Like, I do not see another way that we're not going to do that. Cold fusion's not real. Maybe there's hydrogen, something or other, but there's really not anything that's more efficient and better than solar panels. And once they're up there when we're using solar panels for everything, like why would we need to do anything else? So you might as well get it today, Mr. Customer, because in 5 years from now, 10 years from now, I don't know what they're going to make you do. But right now, you can choose. So why don't we get together and we do this? Right? You guys see some confidence in me when I'm talking?
Yeah.
Like when I'm at the door, I talk like this. I'm not talking like in a demeaning way, but what I'm doing is really important. And they should listen to me right now. Because what I've got is better than what they have right now. I also believe that to my core. What I have is better than what you have today. So go get your bill and we're going to talk about it. Go get your bill. We're going to schedule a time. Go get a piece of paper. I'll come in and follow you. I'm going to show you the problem. Because what I have is better than what you have right now. I went to Chicago like 8 years ago, knocked on a guy's door, and He was like, oh no, solar's not there yet. And I had just come from a neighborhood in San Diego that was like 70, 80% solar. And he's like, no, it's not there yet. The technology's not there. The batteries aren't there. And I was like, I looked at the guy that I was with, and he looked at me and shrugged. And I was like, what's your name? Joe. Joe, I appreciate you saying that. I just flew in from San Diego, and I was in a neighborhood that 70% of the homes had solar. Almost everyone had solar. And I'm here to tell you we're there. The panels totally work. The batteries totally work. We're totally there. You just don't think we're there because you don't see it in your neighborhood yet. And I tried to get the lead and the bill, and I didn't get it. But as we walked away, I said to my guy, I said, that guy's going to get it in like 4 or 5 years from now. He just wants some social proof. He doesn't want to be the guinea pig, but he wants some social proof. Once he sees like 4 or 5 of his neighbors that have solar up, he's going to be like, okay, I think we're there now. And then he's going to get it, right? And that's totally true of the market, right? The people, some of the early people have got it, and all the people with pools, and then maybe not all of them, right? And different client bases have got it already. But there's a lot more people that don't have it, and they're going to get it, and there's social proof that it works. Like, do you know anyone, or you know at least one person that has solar, right? Yeah, okay, cool. So you're not the guinea pig, Mr. Customer. Let's do this thing. I'd say 2 things. Think really big and hard about like where the market really is and where it's going, and have that core belief of like, this is where it's all headed, okay? Spend some time researching all that. There isn't anything else out there. There's wind, but you can only do that in so many places. There's also, you can only do so much sun in so much places, but in Nevada, yep, check. We got all the sun we need, right? Like there's hydroelectric, but there's only so much that you can do there too. Like solar is the way it's going to go, okay? So having that core belief. And then where you build confidence is you keep commitments to yourself. And this isn't even in solar. This is just in how you build confidence anywhere, is you keep commitments to yourself. If you say, I'm going to go to the gym, you actually wake up and you go to the gym. If you say you're going to not have sweets and you go to a party and there's nothing but treats, you keep that commitment. It's so easy to not, though. It's so easy to like not want to be out of place because it's your cousin's birthday party and they've got cake and they've got ice cream and they've got Reese's. Those are my favorite. And they've got all the goods. It's easy to be like, dude, this is a special occasion. Of course I'm gonna. But then I'm not. If I made a commitment to myself, my wife's commitment to herself is that she'll only have treats at special occasions, right? And so that's the only time that she will. But that's how you build confidence, is you make and keep commitments to yourself, and they can be little commitments, like I'm gonna shower today. And then you actually shower. Awesome, sweet. I did what I said I was going to do, and I recognize that I did it. Okay? All the little commitments along the way, that's how you really build confidence in who you are. And then you can do that on the doors too. I'm going to start at 1 o'clock. I'm going to start at 2 o'clock. And you show up for yourself. It's not for your boss. It's not for anybody else. It's for you. You're showing up for you today, right? And so you do that, and too many times, I'm going to knock till 8 o'clock, and I finish the door approach at 7:57, and I'm like, oh, dude, if I start this next approach, I'm going to definitely, like, it's going to be past 8 o'clock, and I've got somebody else that I need to go pick up, and all the excuses start going right in my head. Maybe I shouldn't, maybe I won't, whatever. No, dude, I said I was going to knock till 8 o'clock. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to knock till 8 o'clock. Here's actually something, little side tangent of keeping commitments. Whenever you guys have a finish time, I saw an office do this and I thought this was brilliant. They have the time that they finish and then they knock on 2 more doors. So we're going to knock till 8 o'clock and then we're going to knock on 2 more doors after 8 o'clock. Or whatever the finish time is, they knock on 2 more doors. And they may be home, they may be not home. It's not 2 more conversations, it's just 2 more doors. We're going to go till this time, and it kind of ensures that they make sure that they go to that time and they're not cutting out early. And then they also all know that they're going to knock on 2 more doors because that's what their commitment is, okay? That might be a good practice. So you build the confidence in yourself by keeping commitments to yourself, okay? And then seek out and remember the wins that you've got, right? And if you don't think you have a lot of wins in solar, reach out to somebody that does have a lot of wins and cling to that, okay? When I first started in solar, I was not that great, and I got down to a couple $100 in my bank account. And I had a wife and a house and cars, and I had to pay for stuff. And I was to a point of like, I either have to make this work or I have to find something else. Like that's where I was at. And I clung to, I'm not like the naturally gifted sell ice cream Eskimo kind of guy. I've developed in my sales skills, but I'm a wrestler that has learned to hustle and work my guts out and beat on my craft. And I've become really good because of that, right? And so I was there and I'm like, dude, I know that this can be done, and other people like me that aren't the naturally sell ice to an Eskimo person have done this. And so I'm gonna cling on to that, and I'm gonna do this because I know they've done it. And that built up my confidence. It's been done before. If it's been done before by somebody else, then it can be done by me, okay? Or if I'm in a place where I need to build confidence, if I've done it before, right? I put on these, I'm gonna do 28 deals in 28 days. That's crazy, that's February, but I've done that before. I did 30 sales in 28 days last year. So why not do 28 this year? I've done it, right? If you've got 3 deals in a day, I just was with a guy and he was like, dude, I'm hitting a major slump. And I was like, let's talk later. And I'm just gonna remind him that he's good. Because all that he can see right now, all that's in his face right now is that I suck. And what I need to do is like peel off the layers and be like, bro, do you remember that time that people bought from you all of the time? You're good, you've done this. This is possible, right? And help him remember that he is good and that it is possible, okay? That was a long-winded answer, but hopefully that answers how to build some confidence in yourself. I'm gonna just hit a couple of these things and then we'll get out of here. Advice to my previous self, kind of combined with like the foundation principles of these things. There's a couple things that I think are really powerful. One is that this is just a game. I've learned to treat sales as a game. I competed in high school and college, and I'm a competitor, and sales is just a game to me. And if I take myself too serious, or if I take it too serious, it's not as fun as if I treat it as a game, okay? And that also spills over into the longevity thing. It's helped me have longevity by creating it a game. It's not necessarily, like I love when I make lots of money, and that's a great thing when I do, but it's not necessarily about that. If I make $5,000 on a sell or $10,000 on a sell, or if I make $50,000 in a week, cool. Did I win my game, whatever my game was that I was playing that day or that week? Did I beat that other person that was playing the game with me, right? I want to beat Joey. All right, this week I'm going to try to beat Joey. That's my game this week. So I'm going to get on there and I'm going to knock more doors than him. And I'm going to tell him, hey man, I'm going to try to beat you this week. And doors knocked. Ready, set, go, let's go. Winner. The loser has to buy the winner a Frosty. Okay, sweet, that's our game. I've established the rules of the game. We're gonna go play the game, and then I'm gonna go win the game, okay? And I've been able to have longevity with that, and I've been able to enjoy the whole journey because of that. So if I was talking to my previous self, I'd tell myself, just play it like a game. You can take it serious, but don't take it too serious. I always wanna win the game, right? I always wanna win. But at the end of the game, well, part of the game is that sometimes you fumble. Not every pass is a complete pass, right? I mean, you have some records of people going 12 for 12. That's amazing. That was only 12 passes. You don't have anybody going 50 for 50, right? When they're passing. I've never heard of that. I don't think I've heard of anything more than in the teens. It's going to happen, right? There's going to be drop passes, and there's also going to be, if you're on the defense, there's also going to be ones where the receiver tips the ball and you catch it, like the corner or safety catches it and gets an interception. That was also unexpected. Heck yeah, that's sweet. That's part of the game too, right? And as I just play the game to know or as I play the game, it helps me out. So, other advice that I would give to my previous self is to make my focus really on 3 simple things. Have a positive attitude. The more and more I can make sure that I have a positive attitude all of the time, regardless if I'm getting my teeth kicked in, regardless of how anything is going, I'm always smiling and I'm always having a positive experience. My life is better when it's a positive experience than if it sucks, okay? I work the hours. I don't shortcut the hours. That's the other thing I would always tell myself to do. It's so easy when it's hot. It's so easy when my friends are having barbecues. It's so easy when my wife wants to go shopping. It's so easy when whatever, right? To be like, yeah, you know what, you're right. I haven't gone to the beach for a long time with you guys. Maybe I'll go today. So easy to do that. Don't do that. You have hours, you keep your hours, you commit to that, you do that thing. If you need to take a break, like a normal job, you like give yourself a 2-week notice or a week notice. Like I can only go because I've planned it, and I can only go after this amount of time, right? It's not just whimsical. So a positive attitude, work the hours, and then the last thing is consistent effort over time, okay? Consistent effort over time. If I want to get good at anything, it's going to take effort over time, right? And it's not, I'm doing 1,000 push-ups on a Monday. I'm doing 100 push-ups a day for 10 days in a row. That's really going to build the muscle. I'm not eating an apple. I'm not eating 30 apples in a day. I'm eating an apple every day, right? That's really what's going to help me get the results that I want. So that would be the advice that I would give to myself. All right, work-life harmony. This one real quick. Work-life harmony is, I call it work-life harmony, not work-life balance, because there really isn't a balance. You're going to spend more time at work than you're going to spend doing most things in your life. So how do you have harmony with your family and with your life? That's what it's really about, right? I want to have some harmony around your experiences. This happens if you have lots of communication, okay? Lots of communication with the people that are most important to you. If that's a spouse, if that's children, if that's a best friend, if that's a roommate, you're talking, right? We're having communication about life and where I'm at and what I'm doing and what's going on, okay? And then it's establishing some like things within you. So within me and my wife, or if you're married, I would encourage that you have a why together. Lots of times the husband has a why and the wife has a why, and the husband's like, why can't you just look, like, can't you not see my why over here? Can you see why I'm doing this? And the wife's like, hey, but I want this thing. And it's better to have a good conversation together and have a why together. Okay, if you have a why together and you're working your guts out, and your wife or husband can remember, oh yeah, we have this thing together. We're doing this thing together. This is the reason that he's working so hard. It's going to be a lot better for you than just kind of, you can still have your separate whys of what you want to have happen, but if you have a combined why, it's going to be a better situation for you. And then the last thing on work-life harmony is when I'm in the game of whatever it is I'm doing, I'm all in that game. When I go to church, I leave my phone in the car, or I put it on Do Not Disturb. It's me and God. When I'm at the gym, I usually leave my phone in the car. If you see a picture of me in the gym, it's usually my friend's phone that takes the picture, and I have them send it to me. Because it's me and my health for an hour. You're not going to get many phone calls from me or text back from me ever between 6:45 in the morning and 7:45 in the morning, because I wake up my kids, I get them ready for school, I get them breakfast, dressed, brush their teeth. I spend time with my kids, I lock eyes with them, and I'm in the game with them for that hour, full out. And then I take him to school, and then I spend time with my wife. And before that, I've spent time in the gym and with my body and with my mind. I'm putting good things into my mind. And I've read my scriptures and I've said my prayers. So by like 9 o'clock in the morning, I try to make it before 10 o'clock for sure. By 10 o'clock, I've connected with all the most important things that I need to in my the life part of my work-life harmony, so that I can be full strength when I go to work. And so that everybody that's in my life, we've already connected. We've already connected in a meaningful way. So like everything else is icing on the cake. I do try to come home. I try to be home for family prayer at night. We have family prayer, family scriptures. I try to help out with tubs where I can. But like from like 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning to about 8 o'clock at night, that's a lot of time. I'm able to work my guts out. I don't always work that long, but most days I do. And then I still have harmony at home because I'm still having conversations and I'm connecting with everybody that's really important to me. So that may not work for you, like all of that time, but I usually start working around 9 or 10 in the morning, and then I work till usually 7 or 8 at night, most days. But I can do that because I've poured into all the most meaningful relationships and the most meaningful things that I needed for my life to be whole at that time. Any questions about that or any thoughts?
So what time do you get up and what time do you go to bed?
I wake up at 5 and I try to go to bed by like 10 or 10:30. Yep. And I only have one teenager, so that probably will change as the teenage years go longer, and I have to stay up a little bit later with them. Habits of a new rep, those same things, but the best habit of a new rep is to pick your knocking area the night before, know exactly the street, know exactly the house that you're going to knock on the night before you go knocking, okay? What happens all the time is people like wake up and they're like, where are we going to go knock today? I don't know, where do you want to go? And they drive around and they're like, this looks good. Oh, no, I'm not feeling this one. Like, okay, let's go to another neighborhood. And then we try another, and be like, well, the vibe isn't here right now. Let's go over here. And so you just waste all this time and brain power more than time on like, where am I going to go? If the night before you knew you were going to be at 123 Elm Street, that decision's made. You don't have to make that decision. And the door is super easy to open because that's the first one that I go and knock on. Sam Taggart says that he runs to the first door. I don't run to the first door, but I don't think it's a bad idea. So that you know that, like 123 Elm Street, that's where I'm going to knock today, and I park my car and I sprint and I bring positive energy and intention to that very first door, and I'm at the door. Hey man, how's it going? Sorry, I just ran from my car. I'm super excited to talk to you today. What I'm doing is, and then my energy is positive the whole time, right? So that would be like a really good habit to get into, is to know exactly where you're going to knock the next day and not have to make that decision ever again, okay? And then put in the time, put in the hard yards. You're not going to get good at this overnight. You got to read books, you got to watch training videos, jump on YouTube, gather as much as you can, go out with experienced rep, ask an experienced rep to come to the office early. Hey man, can you talk to me about what you do in these situations and get good? There's zero reason that you as a rep should ever not feel like you have enough training. That's a you problem. Legacy's got hours and hours and hours of training. There's hours and hours and hours of training online. You've got hours and years of experience in your office. If you feel like you're not getting trained enough, that's because you aren't asking for it, and you aren't looking for it, and you aren't getting after it on your own. That's your problem. So don't make that be you, right? Be the one that is coming in early, spending extra time, shadowing different people, learning as much as you can from everybody that you can. Then your success will be almost guaranteed. Last one that I didn't hit was managing overwhelm and stress. I feel that, man. There's tons of life hits you sometimes, and then not just life, but like the job, right? If you have a good month, now you've got tons of projects to follow up on. But you want to get new deals too. You need to get new deals, and you need to pull all the other deals through, and you need to get installs, and then you want to get referrals from the installs, and then your daughter wants you to do something, and then you've got somebody at church that needs some help, and then you've got right? You've got all these things that are going on. And to manage stress, or if I'm having a bad day, an exercise that I'll do is I'll pull myself out of you guys did a gratitude exercise at the start. I'll do a similar thing, but I'll call someone that is a friend of mine that I don't normally talk to or haven't talked to for a while, and I'll just get into their life. And I'll call purely just to talk. Too much now, when we're calling people, it's usually for something. Like, hey dude, I want you for this, or hey, can you do this for me? Hey, I got a reason. If the only reason is just to call and catch up, that feels really good. And that pulls me out of me, and it pulls me into their life. And it helps me recognize that my life's actually pretty great. Like knocking on that next door is not that hard, right? And that sometimes people have a harder life than I have. And so this is good. And it just feels good to pour into somebody. I love when somebody calls me just to call me, just to chat. Hey man, I was just calling just to connect and chat. Everything good? How's life? What's new? Right? That feels good when you get poured into like that, and it also feels good to pour into people that way. So if I'm ever feeling way overwhelmed, I get out of my head. I usually exercise. That helps me get out of my head, get some endorphins going, and I connect with people that I love, and I get into them for a little while, and that pulls me out of my stress head. I think we're over time. Hopefully this was some good stuff for you guys today. So practices, we're going to practice being uncomfortable. We're going to ask for free stuff all over the place. Okay, our mental mind frame is going to be that they're all prepared. All these people have been prepared for me. They've been exposed at least 7 times. It's time for me to go clean up. We're going to take the problem, right? If you're a setter or even if you're a closer, at the start of your close, as a closer, you could explain this, right? Before you even set the agenda, did anybody go through, or did my setter go through the problem with you? Oh, we forgot that. No worries. Grab a piece of paper. I just want to show you this real fast. and then we'll kind of go into the whole meat and potatoes of everything, but let me just show you this. You could do that, right? Or if you're self-gen and you forgot to do that, like this is a very simple thing that you can go through that will help your deals be stickier. That's it. That's all I got. Let's go tear it up today.